Hey, it's your girl, Allison Williams.
Hey, this is Devon Howard.
Hi, this is Beth.
Hi, this is Cindy Mizell.
Hi, this is Tony Walker.
Hey, what's good, y'all? This is Darian Dean.
Hey, everybody, this is the Queen of Philadelphia, Tangeray Hayward.
Hey, everybody, this is JazzTrax.
Hi, this is Mason.
Hey, everybody, this is Russell Taylor.
Hey, this is Shireen Crutchfield.
And this is Ricky Jones.
And we are Crutchfield Jones.
Hey, this is Corey Day.
Hey, this is your girl, Castella.
What's up, y'all? This is St. James, and you're listening to my man, Troy Saunders, on the Baddest Entertainment Podcast. Let's get it, baby.
Yeah, baby. We are back. Thanks, St. James, for that intro. I love it. I love it. That's how I put you on there last. I just let's get it, baby. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Baddest Entertainment Podcast. It's your host here, Troy Saunders. Oh, no applause needed. Anyway, I was about to say, as it says in our tagline, you only get the best listening experiences for the indie artist aficionado here. Yeah. And today we have who I feel is one of the baddest singers, songwriters out there today. Her name is Rebecca Jade. Yes. If you do not have her latest album in front of you, if you don't have it in your on your playlist, if you don't have it downloaded, if you haven't bought it, you better go get it. Okay, because it's insane from beginning to end. Okay, matter of fact, I'm gonna play you a song right now. One of the songs that's a single, and one of my favorites off it. It's called "Show Me." I'm just gonna give you a little bit because I want y'all to go on out there and listen to the whole thing on Spotify or Apple iTunes, wherever you listen at. I want you to go and listen to the whole thing. So I want to give you a little sample of it so you can see what I'm talking about. This is called "Show Me." This is one bad record right here. So enjoy it.
Even when you're next to me, you're so far away. I want to give you the best of me, but I can't make you stay. Head is spinning, dizzy with infatuation. Pulse is beating, guess my heart has won, yeah. Keep my distance, hoping time will cure this heartache, but I can't get you out my mind. My love is yours to take. Heart is broken once again from catching feelings. Wanna let you go, but the damage has been done. Baby, can you tell me what can I do to show you my love? And if you're not the one for me, show me how to let my heart go. Show me how to let my heart go. Show me how to move on from these feelings. Baby, is it so wrong to want you in my life? Nothing moves me like you do. No one else compares to you. I just wish you would feel the same way too. Loving you.
You know I hate to fade this because this thing is just slamming. If you're not feeling it in 1 minute and 30 seconds, something's wrong with you. Hey, without further ado, I want to introduce to you all the incredible Rebecca Jade. Yes.
Good morning, Troy. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really grateful to be here.
Oh, no. Thank you for coming. I'm so honored. And anytime somebody agrees to talk with me and come to sit down with, I'm on it. I'm like, hey, come on. I love talking. I love the music. So, it's passion for me. So I just as much as you were saying thank you to me, I'm thanking you. You giving me
pleasure. My honor.
You giving me life.
Thank you.
So let me ask you. You're on the West Coast, right? You're in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
Were you born and raised in San Diego?
Pretty much raised. Born in New York City. Actually, my family's from New York, but we made our way to California. My dad joined the Coast Guard. We went from New York to Puerto Rico. Actually, we did a little reverse. A lot of Puerto Ricans go to New York. We were like, let's try the other way. Let's go to Puerto Rico. So we went to Puerto Rico, and then from there, my dad joined the Coast Guard, and that's what brought us to California.
Wow. See, we miss you in New York, like I knew you did. Yeah, because I was born and raised in Brooklyn.
Gotcha. My family, my mom's from Binghamton, upstate New York, and my dad is from outside of the Catskills, like Port Jervis area.
Oh, okay. We got a little.
I was born in the city. I was a city girl.
Okay. Well, we got a little weekend home up there around it in near Middletown over there, not too far from Port Jervis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever get back to New York?
Not as much as I'd like to, actually. Yeah, I definitely would. It's been a blessing, though, being able to go a couple times, just being on tour or whatever. That actually led me to go back to at least the city, which I thought was amazing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because we're going to talk about it. Let me tell you, this lady has been on tour with Sheila E. She's on background with Elton John. You know what I'm saying? She's on the Dave Cars and Friends cruise. You've been doing that since like 2016, right? 2016.
That's right. Yep.
So you know the girl is bad.
Thank you.
So was music always around the house? Do you have siblings that sing also, or everybody's full of music?
I'm an only child, but my mom sings, and my dad actually loves to sing too. My mom did it professionally for a long time. So just growing up, she exposed me at an early age to, actually in Puerto Rico, she was a jazz singer in Puerto Rico. Wow. So she in high school, she was in choir. In college, she put herself through college doing, at one point took a break in college to go join this, do a local tour, like an upper East Coast tour, put herself through college doing like music and that type of thing. So she exposed me to a lot of music growing up. So when I was born and just as early as I could understand or just listen, start to conceptualize music, that my mom really had early influences for me from Nat King Cole and, the great Ella Fitzgerald, and then to Roberta Flack is one of her favorites. And of course, Stevie Wonder. And she exposed me even to a lot of classical music and musicals. I love musicals, that just a wide gamut of exposures that she brought to me growing up. So it was such a part of my life that I didn't realize that other people didn't have that that exposure and that experience. And, with my mom being a singer, and she sang with her father and her brother growing up, I thought everybody did that, So once I got to an age where I was kind of inquiring about that, I learned that that's not the case, not for everybody. Not everybody sings. Not everybody also has such supportive parents that, they wanted me to follow my dreams, whatever those might be. Maybe I didn't choose to do music, but because I did, they were fully and are continue to be fully supportive of that.
Amen to that. Yeah, I mean, it's funny when you say, I don't understand growing up without music, because it's the same thing in my house, That's what we did when we was cleaning. We listened to music.
Big time. Put up we have Christmas albums that we listen, specific Christmas albums we listen to when it's time to put the tree up and, clean up and put the tree down, or weekend cleaning. We put on certain albums. It just, and I know a lot of people that aren't musicians or artists, they also listen to music. But so I'm fully aware of that there are other folks out there that they didn't choose music as a career or something like that, but we need music appreciators out in the world. We need folks to listen to our songs while they're cleaning or doing something or driving.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Music is such a universal language.
When I hear somebody say, "Oh, I don't really listen to music," I'm like, "All right, you gotta get away from me because something wrong." I need music. Music just makes me feel like I'm alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was going to ask you, you always have a flower in your hair. Is that an ode to like Billie Holiday or something? Or?
Very much so. I think she was probably my earliest artist that I just was drawn to the most, even though I loved, of course, all the jazz greats. But there was something in her tone, something in her delivery, something in her, like her words and her, they had something else to it that just, I was drawn to it. And I remember just listening to it so much when I was younger and not really fully understanding, you know, the art and how much weight comes through when people deliver their songs and their stories and their histories and how all that kind of combines to, you know, where they are at that moment. So, well, we all know her story of having struggled and had a tough life, and, you know, towards the end, she, you know, it just, but it didn't matter. I mean, every time when I listen to her, I'm just like, oh my God, she's just, you know. So as I kind of came into my own as an artist, I just, you know, I loved that she was Lady Day. I loved the flower. I loved that. So, you know, yes, a lot of my, my journey as an artist, I like it just centers around that. But she still was poised and just beautiful, and she just commanded the stage. And so, yeah, I think it's just my way of kind of paying an homage to her.
I figured that.
Yep. So,
now, what I love about your voice is you can do anything. I mean, I was listening to your first CD, the first album, and that was more of a kind of like an Erykah Badu type of soulful type album.
Yeah.
And then you went to Rebecca Jade and Code Fact.
Yeah.
And that was like a mixture of everything. It had a little rock in it. It took you back to early 60s, 70s soul.
Totally.
Yes.
Yeah.
As well as R&B. It had a whole mixture of different genres in there, which is really cool too. And, you know, I'm going to play a little bit of it so people can go back and say, oh, wait a second. I didn't know, you know, Rebecca could do all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Now, matter of fact, I'm going to go back. Let's go to the first album right quick.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm just going to play a little bit of Carried Away.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So check this out. This is from 2011, y'all. And this is called Carried Away. And it's off the Jade element. Yeah. And this is Rebecca Jade. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. So listen to it and enjoy.
Subduing me, so silently pursuing me. I've gotten used to your elusiveness and all the inconsistencies. You come and go as you please. Please give me some peace of mind, of time, of your life at least. Been drifting away on a crest of a wave. Feels like a minute, but it must have been days. Out past the panic and all of the haste. And now that it's gone, I'm only missing a taste. I heard the best is yet to come. Or maybe it has come and gone. Let's not get carried away.
Yeah. Love it. I love the mood of that song. Like when you say about Billie Holiday, that has that type of feel to it. It's something about it that grabs you and stirs up an emotion in you.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And that's what I love about like some music that comes out nowadays. Sometimes it's so superficial, you know. And I'm like, all right, how long you can talk about going to the club or whatever? You know, we drinking, we sexing, whatever. Mm-hmm. How do you really feel about something? That's what I want to know about in a song. You know, I don't want to just know about the what you giving the world of you. I want to know how you really feel. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's what I'm getting out of your music. I'm getting how you feel about stuff. So, and you wrote all the lyrics in these songs, and
so no, actually, that's all the records up until my last one, The Shade of Jade, actually were collaborations with other people, and so the Jade Element was my first record. I never had any projects out really before that, and I was brought in a friend of mine, Anthony Molinaro, and he was like, "Man, I really want to do a record with you." And a lot of the ideas, that's his vibe. He produced the tracks, and he brought in this guy, Alfred Howard. He's like, Al writes great. He's a great lyricist. I was like, cool, okay, you know. So he actually wrote all the lyrics for the Jade Element. Fantastic lyricist. He's an amazing lyricist. And then after that project, Anthony actually had to move away and all that stuff. So now that Al Howard and I knew each other, he said he reached out to me maybe like a year later and said, "Hey, I want to do like a vintage soul kind of like throwback record. Would you be interested?" And I'm like, "Sure." You know, now I'm kind of like I have a record under my belt, and now I really want to start delving down that road a little more. So when he reached out, I said, "Yeah, let's do it." So he had already had a band that wanted to be like my backing band and all that. And Alec, we did the same kind of pattern, but this time instead of one producer producing tracks, we all kind of wrote the music. You know, there was concepts or, you know, people would come in and bring ideas, and then we would all kind of write together. But Al wrote the lyrics for those two Cold Fact records also. So amazing lyricist, you know. And so the Shade of Jade record is like really kind of, even though I have these other records under my belt, it's the first record that I needed to know that I could write songs. I didn't know because of my previous experiences, fantastic experiences and wonderful lyricists and just people, you know, delving and creating music together. It was so inspiring to me that I wanted to see if I could do it. So the Shade of Jade is actually my first record that I wrote all the lyrics. And I collaborated on one song lyrically, but on the 9 other ones, I wrote all the lyrics. So, but I'm so proud of all those records. I mean, they're fantastic. They're just, you know, and it's cool. I can kind of see the evolution of myself as an artist, you know,
yes.
through those.
As I listen to the other albums and come up to the latest one, I'm like, you can totally hear the evolution. And then the Cole Porter album, you know, it's kind of like leads you right up to it. You know?
Yes.
So the latest album
is a really proud record. I am a really proud record, a really great record. I'm really proud of too. That Cole Porter is amazing. You know, the producer, Peter Sprague, who I worked with on that record. I mean, he's an insane guitarist and arranger, and you know. So when real quick story about that record, he writes all this music and does all these arrangements, and sometimes for just one-off shows. All that. So that album he created at the time, it wasn't meant to be an album. It was a show that we did for like a library series. He did all that work.
Wow.
And I remember saying, I was like, Peter, and I hadn't had a jazz record yet at this point. I said, Peter, what do you think about recording that whole Cole Porter project? I mean, it's incredible. And he pondered it. He was like, yeah, he's like such a super hippie, you know, he surfs every morning and he's like in his 60s and he's just like, yeah, Rebecca, let me think about that. That sounds groovy though, And I said, so he kind of pondered it for a few days, and he came back and he was like, yeah, I'll just make a couple tweaks to the, because he has his own studio. So I was like, I'll pay, like, let's whatever, so we split everything and we brought in the musicians. They already know the music. And so that was my first jazz record. And because I'm such a jazz lover, like I was so proud. I'm so proud to finally have, to have something to show. I'm like, I'm also a jazz singer.
Now, so how did you get on the Dave Koz tours? Was that because of the jazz record? Because really the jazz record came out after the tours. So how did Dave Koz and all that?
It was actually a beautiful just joining of a mix of them. There was a band that couldn't be on the cruise, like their party band, that couldn't be on the cruise that year. So they had asked that band to put, or somebody had asked somebody to put a band together. A friend of mine reached out. He said, "Hey, can you, I want to put this band together for this cruise. Are you willing to do it?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." So that's how I met all those, like the band members. So the Tim Bailey, who co-produced What's It Gonna Be, he wrote the track for What's It Gonna Be. And Carnell Harrell, who we co-produced the whole A Shade of Jade record. That's how I met those guys. I met them all in 2016. We hit it off right away. Just great stage vibes and like, just, you could tell when somebody plays or the way they play, you just go, you got something extra. There's something really special about you. And so we all just totally clicked. And actually, so to answer your question, that's how I basically got on the cruise. And ever since I've been on there, and I love telling people, I started out strictly party band. I was like on there just for the after party or the sail away stuff, or like so starting there to where then they would, as things kind of progress, they're like, well, let's see if Rebecca can, back up somebody on stage. I think one of the first shows I did, I backed up Jonathan Butler or something like that. And, again, I throw back to my mom. From age probably 6 or 7, she started teaching me how to harmonize. And I didn't know any. It's been invaluable, Troy, like to learn, because now I can just jump in anywhere, pick up harmonies. I can back up anybody, and feel comfortable, So I thank my mom for that on the regular, because,
okay,
being able to jump in. So yeah, but I started literally on Dave's cruise, 2016, strictly party band. And then 17, I think I was given like a different show. Then 18, I was kind of backing up other people. Then I think 19, I was able to kind of have my own little, I was, duet, did a duet show, or, like they would add a couple more things for me as they, started feeling comfortable and all that stuff. And so it just worked out. And now I've been able to be on Dave's Christmas tour as one of his headline, artists. And it's a surreal, like, just to say that and share my journey. It's like, I'm just over the moon grateful.
Mm-hmm. What's up, good people? This is bassist Hubert Eves IV, and I'm chilling with my man Troy at Bass Entertainment. Tune in and stay safe.
So do you play any instrument?
It's so funny. I kind of do. So a lot of gigs I did whenever I'm not on tour. I do a lot of local kind of gigs, restaurants and stuff like that. And those have been really wonderful, kind of building chops type of thing. So a friend of mine gifted me, it's in a case, but gifted me a bass like 10 years ago because he knew I wanted to learn. But, with life and all that stuff, it sat in my house for like 4 or 5 years. I didn't even touch it. And then finally I had this like revelation. I'm like, a lot of these gigs, especially, just myself and a guitar player or myself and a piano player, they're playing, and in between, like they're kind of soloing and stuff, and I'm just sitting there. And so I said, what do you think? I kind of brought it up with these musicians that I work with pretty regularly at the time. I said, I don't want to like make you uncomfortable, but I think this will be a great opportunity for me to just kind of like learn how to like play the bass, I'll just start making myself, so I started like one song, a blues song. I think it was like Give Me One Reason by Tracy Chapman. It was like the first song that I taught, like I just kind of taught myself. And then I put the bass down and then I would pick it up for the rest of the gig. And then the next gig I would pick up that and then I would learn one more song. And then I would, okay, I'm good, And a couple of them I would just fumble and it would just be horrible. And then I'd be like, oh, what am I doing? And then I would pick it up again. And so like for like the last 4 or 5 years, I've been kind of just teaching myself on my gigs how to play bass and sing. So that's been really, really fun developing. Like I've been wanting to pick up an instrument. I always go between drums, bass, and keys. I'm always in love with one at one moment, and then I kind of move on and stuff. So for me to like stick with the bass and like start to feel pretty comfortable on it, like with not really any formal training, because I've just kind of been just learning and forcing myself to read charts and lead sheets, not like notes really.
Right.
But and singing, and I know that could be pretty challenging. So it's been really fun actually to get to the point where I'm like starting to feel comfortable. I'm not fancy by any stretch of the imagination, but if I had to play some simple stuff, I could hire me as a bass player.
Okay, wait, but I thought I saw a promo picture of you with a bass in your hand or something like that.
Yeah.
I said, does she know how to play that? Or she just hold that thing.
No, yeah. For a long time, I was like, I don't put me with the bass until I feel like I can pick it up and actually, because I do not want to front. There are way too many incredibly talented bass players who have put in the work, and hours and hours. So I definitely didn't want to be disrespectful in any way to those musicians, But at the same time, I'm proud of the fact that I've actually stuck with it and feeling comfortable enough and confident enough to now actually I don't feel so bad saying that I'm a singer that can play bass, So yeah, it's been fun.
Hey everybody, just in case you didn't know, we are talking to the beautiful and talented Rebecca Jade.
So great to be here.
I'm loving this conversation. So in reference to reading music, did you go to school for any type of music, or you just picked up everything from what your mother taught you? Did you go to any training in college or university or something like that?
I had moments. Actually, like in the 4th grade for 1 year, I went to the FAME. I was in the FAME program, Fine Arts Magnet Education. I did that for the 4th grade, but I don't think I was fully. So here's the thing a little bit, Troy. I was also very much an athlete growing up. So I think I wasn't fully, in the 4th grade, I was still, I don't know really. I was very much into the arts, but also very much into sports and a very active kid. I remember my mom found a really great apartment that we lived in that had a ton of kids. And so growing up, I was that kid that was in the pool for 6 hours a day. And if I wasn't in the pool, I was we were playing hide and seek or ditch. And, and I was like one of the only girls. I was the only girl on my baseball team, a club team. And so I was always like very much like very athletic, very, very active. And then was also singing in choir and was in the church musical. And then, so I had this very dichotomous life. So in the 4th grade, even though I was in the FAME program, it didn't stick because I think I was missing my friends, missing being in sports, Mm-hmm. So fast forward a little bit, high school. Yeah, I studied. I mean, I was involved in the arts very much, like I said, but I didn't really formally take any classes. My mom tried to cheat my mom and dad wanted me to take piano lessons. I took lessons for 3 years. I fought it. I wanted to go outside and run, So when I finally went to college, I still didn't think of music as a career. So now in hindsight, I wish I would have studied music. But I did get my degree in theater and performance studies. Fast forward to that, after I started now doing gigs, I was starting to actually work as a singer. I said, okay, I probably need to learn some more, and it took me being on stage with some incredible musicians. I was a singer in this really great jazz club that was here for 5.5 years. it was called Anthology. And the owners were from Chicago. They wanted this like supper club, like swanky vibe. This club was incredible. And I ended up getting the gig as the singer in the band. And the musicians I was around, you know, I'm looking and they're all like seasoned, like just great players. And I felt out of place because I couldn't speak their language musically. And so that was my introduction. That was my push, you know? So that next year I started the trumpet player, who's a great friend of mine. Love him to pieces. His name's Derek Cannon. He is he at the time was a co-chair for the jazz studies at a community college. So at one of the gigs, I said, Derek, I need to come to school, man. So he was like, come on. And so I ended up studying with him, got him and a bunch, you know, I went through the program and I'm like one class short of getting my associates in jazz studies, you know. It's so important, you know, singers for a long time have had such a negative stigma about, you know, they just show up at gigs and, you know, we do have less equipment than everybody. So we're usually the last ones to show up, first ones to leave, you know, which is fine. That in and of itself is fine. But then we don't know our keys or, you know, we can't direct the band, even though we're not the band leader. When we're on stage, we do kind of direct the band. So I had to really shape my mind around that, you know, of how to lead a band, even though, you know, at that gig itself, I wasn't technically the band leader, the bass player was, but yeah, so that's my long-winded way of saying, yeah, I didn't really get formal training growing up, but I did finally come around to it later once I finally understood, you know, the necessity of it, and just learned from my peers, and they were so kind and would, you know, I'd come out of class or whatever, or even at a gig. Derek, so I have a question, you know, and we would sit there and he was like, anytime, you know, and these guys were just incredible and just education and willing to share with me. It was just invaluable stuff I still use.
Of course. I mean, once it gets in you, that's what it's there for you to use it over and over again. Would you tell kids, somebody that's looking to get into the music industry now, would you suggest that they go and learn, go to school and educate themselves more on the theory of music? I would, because you are kind of pulling the veil back a little bit on, you know, the man behind the curtain, so to speak, right? The Wizard of Oz, you know, of seeing like, you know, but yeah, I think especially as a singer, even if you don't fully learn and, you know, you don't have to be completely like, you know, fluent, but I think just having a really good understanding of it would be very helpful, you know, just so that you just to have an additional respect for the musicians, because a lot of them have put in years of work. And that's partly why I think singers sometimes don't get the respect from musicians, because they've just been gifted this thing in their bodies, whereas musicians have to learn positions and they have to spend years, you know. So it's not that singers aren't respected, but they have a different, you know, it's a little different, you know, for singers. So for them to put in the time, I think is really valuable. Musicians sometimes do give a little shade to the vocalist. Yeah. And I don't blame them. And that's really, you know, to be honest, I don't blame them, you know, 100%. I mean, you know, you cut us a little slack, but that's all the more reason I think singers can earn the respect of their peers even more if they can kind of, you know, just understand the language a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I think about a lot of background singers and stuff like that say, well, we're part of the band too, but we don't get paid as much, you know, and stuff like that. There's always differences between the singers and the band members. And they always say, you know, so the singers feel a certain way about it because they're saying, hey, we're contributing to this just as well as you are. Why are we getting paid less than you? You know, so sometimes that comes and that's a different thing too. I mean, you do have to sit there and, you know, learn that part of the craft too. It all kind of comes together. It's a lot that comes into play, you know, to
to make the ship go, that show, so it's a lot of time being put in by everybody.
Yeah, and people don't realize, especially young people nowadays, they want instant success, and
right.
You got to pay your dues.
Right.
Right. So,
yep.
Speaking of paying dues, we're going to go to Rebecca Jade and Cold Fact. I just want to play a little something off of that. I want to play Gonna Be All Right. Okay?
Which one?
Gonna Be All Right.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
So, y'all, check this one out. This is, what year was that? 2015.
15? Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. And this is Gonna Be All Right. So this is a different side of Rebecca Jade, which I love. So check this side out. I hope you enjoyed as much as I do. Yeah, that gives me a little. Of course, it has a little Motown feel to it. Late '60s, '50s. It even has a little "Walking on Sunshine." I'm walking on sunshine. Has that little feel to it.
Yep.
So I just love it. It's a feel good song.
Definitely. Definitely.
So that's why I say, we like to make people feel good on this podcast. So I just thought I'd throw that one on to keep the spirits up. Yes. And if y'all want to go find that one's it's going to be all right. It's on Spotify, and I'm sure it's on iTunes and a few other musical platforms. Go on over there and check it out. It's 2 albums. Y'all did 2 albums together.
Yes.
Rebecca Jade and Cold Fact. Yeah. If you're like that vintage feel, if you're like that feeling in your music, this is definitely something to put in your repertoire, put in your collection.
Hi, this is Mason. You're listening to my friend Troy on the Baddest Entertainment Podcast.
And I'm so proud of that record, those records too, because the guys I worked with, I came from a lot of the jazz scene. I came from, San Diego is a big wedding destination, lots of corporate events, so I did a lot of that kind of work here for a long time. And the guys from, that ended up being part of the Cold Fact, they all, working musicians too, but they had a little bit more of they were more tuned into the scene, the music scene, like indie music here in San Diego. So I'm so grateful to them, not only for these great records, but they kind of helped me to get more tapped into that scene that we have here in San Diego that I wasn't a part of before them. So very grateful to them for that exposure and just getting me tapped in. It really, it's such a trip how things along the way really lead to your bigger, or whatever. It just leads to the continuation of your journey, and it's just so funny how these things are just, you can go, wow, oh, that was really a part of this, which is now a part of this, which is now a part of this,
Isn't that what life, really what life is all about, learning and progressing and keep expanding and changing.
Absolutely.
And you just never know. everything happens for a reason, we always say.
Yeah.
You know? So that happened for you to get here, and then this happens so you can get there.
Yep.
Even though you're not even aware of it.
Yep. Or not, you won't even see how you wouldn't, if you try to see how that might contribute to something in the future, you might not even see it at all. And then you're like, oh, wow, after it's all said and done, this is a roundabout way of how it led to that thing, So that's a beautiful part of life, is that the journey and the epiphanies and all the things. It's just really, really beautiful.
But I think that's part of the divine intervention. You don't need to know it. Somebody else is intervening for you and planning it for you in some kind of way.
Yeah.
Be it the ancestors and
right.
Oh, since we was also talking about Cole Porter, the Cole Porter album, I wanted to just give a little bit of that one too, because we talked about it, but I want people to hear a little bit of that one. Okay, so you know what? I'm going to play Night and Day.
Can't go wrong with that one.
You can't, right?
Cannot go wrong with that one.
Mm-mm. So everybody, this is what we're going to play Night and Day, and this is off of Planet Cole Porter, and it's by Peter. I don't want to say his last name wrong. Sprague. Yep. Peter Sprague and Rebecca Jade. So this is a Night and Day. Night and Day. Oh, I love it. Here we go, y'all.
Beat of the tom-tom when the jungle shadows fall, like the tick-tick-tock of a stately clock as it stands against the wall, like the drip-drip-drop of the raindrops when the summer shower is through. So a voice within me keeps repeating, you. Night and day, you are the one. Only you beneath the moon and under the sun. Whether near to me or far, it's no matter, darling, where you are. I think of you night and day, day and night. Why is it so that this longing for you follows wherever I go? In the roaring traffic's boom, in the silence of my lonely room, I think of you night and day, night and day, under the hide of me. There's such a hungry yearning inside of me, and the torment won't be through.
Yeah. Ooh, that's just so smooth. I love the way your voice just floats on top of it. So melodic. I love it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm very proud of this record.
And you should be.
Thank you. While we were listening to it, it made me think of something about what I love about Peter Sprague is that a lot of the musicians he's worked with have been like, he was like one of the people. I've had people tell me over and over again. They'll be like, I used to watch Peter. He would set up in front of, by the beach and just like grooving and playing, like playing piano, playing guitar, just like out at the beach, and we would go watch him, he is and has been for a long time just about the music. And some of the people that he would jam with 30 years ago are still his friends, like that he still plays with and hires them. I mean, the bass player and the drummer The saxophone player is his brother. I mean, he's been rocking with these cats for like 30 years, the same dudes, you know? And there's something to be said about that. And they speak the language even more so because they have years together. They have lives together musically that have just, I don't know, something special about that I think comes through. At least me knowing that makes it all the more special, you know, because now I have a project with this beautiful family of musicians that, you know, so the fact that, and I love telling people that 30 years, I mean, he's been playing music with these same cats. Can you imagine that? I mean, other people too, but you know, I don't know. It's just something special about that.
It's kind of like innate in them right now. They automatically know where each other is going to go. That's
it. You know, there's something, you know, I mean, it's one thing because, you know, we get hired. I've been playing like with a lot of the cats from that jazz club. I mean, that was 15 years ago, something like that. 12 years ago, whatever. I've still played with some of those guys on and off. You know, I could say, but yeah, I mean, I've played with them on and off for 12 years. You know, these guys have been like at it for 30. It's just something cool about that, man.
Wow.
You know,
and that you was able to sit in and get in some of that greatness.
Right. That's exactly what I mean. Yep. They're just, you know, and just soaking that up and going like, man, I hope to have that kind of longevity with the people, you know, some of these musicians that I get to work with. That's what I love, you know? Yeah.
You will.
Yeah.
You will. I feel it. But shout out to Peter Sprague. Yes.
Yeah. Amazing, right? And he arranged all that. He recorded it, engineered it, produced it. I mean, he's incredible. He's just great. And the nicest guy and like the sweetest guy. You know.
Well, that's once again, y'all, go on out and get Planet of Cole Porter, Peter Sprague, and Rebecca Jade. And let me tell you, if you like that song, you're going to love the whole piece. The whole album is just incredible.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. So
different. He came with some really unique arrangements. You know, some of them he tried to keep simple, you know, a little just homage to the standards, you know, but then he took a couple and said, yep, we're going to go left. We're going to go really, really left over here, you know? So, and I loved it.
And that's what, like the first song, the Planet of Cole Porter, what a beautiful introduction.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
So,
and that's his original, composition, of course, to lead us into some of those, into all the Cole Porter stuff.
But it still had that same feel.
Yeah.
You know? So, go check that album out, y'all. This was in 2017. But like I said, it sounds good no matter when you want to listen to it. You're like, good jazz music never dies anyway.
That's true. That's so true.
You know, good music, period, never dies. You know, something that I really love. If I loved it, 30 years ago, I'm still going to love it today. You know, if it's good.
Right. Yeah.
So now we're going to come to the latest masterpiece, A Shade of Jade. I love this album. I mean, as I was sitting there saying, what should I play? What should I not play? It was so hard because every song on there is incredible. Every song.
Thank you.
You know, one of my favorites, which I played on my promotion of it, is Thankful.
Yeah.
I love that song right there.
Yeah. I do too. It's a trip. That song it has started to have more meaning, since I wrote it. My husband's mother passed away. And now the song, that's his favorite song because it just makes him think of his mom, So, and it could be meant for like the loss of a loved one or just a relationship that didn't work out, but just being thankful for having the chance to have loved that person. But yeah, it's one of the, it just has a deeper meaning song than I think some of the other ones do on the record. It's a very, very special song.
Yes, it is. And my condolences to your husband's mother, because you just touched my heart because my mother passed today, not on this day, not today, on this day, April 26th, in 2017. So as we talk about this song, and for you to say that, you know, you just reminding me, matter of fact, I just got a text message saying, we thinking about you today, you know.
Oh, yes. Yep. Yeah. I don't know where it came from, or like, you know, I don't know. It just was a song that needed to be created. And I've had a lot of people come up to me when I've performed it, and they just go, that song moved me. I thought of such and such, you know, and it just, you know, it's supposed to be it's not supposed to be a sad thing at all. Mm-hmm. It's just a way of being thankful, you know. Sometimes, you know, even in relationships, like we go, you know, I've never understood when people can, you know, be somebody that you loved. And I just never understood it, but somebody that you loved and they loved, you know, you all had a beautiful loving, and it turns so angry. Mm. I don't get that. And I hope I never understand that. Because I always try anyway to find the beauty in things, the positivity. I try. And I know everybody's situation. I'm definitely not. I'm not trying to judge or assume anything, because it happens a lot, and there's got to be some sort of reason for it or whatever. But you know, there's a lot of people that break up, and you know, and so that's another way of losing something or losing someone that you maybe cared about. And it's just an homage to that. You know, there still was a beautiful thing that happened that no longer is happening anymore. A relationship with somebody or a loved one that has passed. That's what this song is supposed to kind of represent for that moment, that moment of loss in the heart, you know, but somehow turning it, because I didn't want it to be a dark song. I didn't want it to be, you know, but I wanted it to be I wanted to find a way of turning it. How do we turn it to something beautiful, thankful, being thankful?
And I think you did, because I mean, I didn't feel any remorse listening to it. I just felt joy. Yeah. I felt happiness. You know, it was not one of those songs. It's not a tearjerker. Right. Right. It makes you feel good. It still uplifts you. Yes. You know?
Yep. And of course, we do the whole Latin thing at the end. You can't help it. I'm on stage and I'm like grooving. So we definitely gave it some. You know, we turned it. I brought in a percussionist to add some of the. He's added like he's added all this like sounds that. So it's almost like it's almost kind of like the lyrics. They do match, but like the music is so bright, and then the song is about like, you know, just moving on in life and, you know, just moving forward and stuff like that. So, but I wanted it to be almost like an opposite thing, you know, like the words are a little bit about, you know, kind of a sad thing, but then the music is just like kind of uplifting and moving you forward.
But don't feel down, because, you know, we're still moving, we're still going, we're still living.
Exactly. So, and we're moving on. This is life, you know, and we're just gonna, you know, like find that joy in life and keep moving on. So that's why I kind of ended in that like just a Latin vibe, just upbeat and stuff. Yeah.
I remember I had a partner that committed suicide and left me in a whole bunch of crap, right? And so many people were upset with him, you know? Oh, I don't believe, blah, 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 blah. Why? And, you know, I went to therapy, you know, and they said, why aren't you upset? I said, because I feel like they was going through something maybe more than I even knew about. Well, it definitely was. So for them to be that and that much pain was going on in their life, I feel bad for them. You know? Whereas other people were like, I don't know. I've been mad. But mad for what? It's not going to change anything. You know? So this song makes me think about that too. You know?
Totally.
It touches on so many different things. Matter of fact, we talk so much about it. We got to play it, yo. I don't know. I might have to play the whole song. I'm sorry. This is thankful. I love this song, yo. So.
is broken. I'm tired from dragging all this pain around. Could it be, my feet are trembling on what I thought was solid ground. Nobody can hear my cry as I scream within my mind. Oh, I know a broken heart is part of life. How do I go on from here? Be thankful for the chance to love. From the good to the bad, the ups and downs. Take the time to see the beauty in it all. Look at me, I'm still standing, even after my heart took a fall. Could it be, we are stronger than we think we are. Even in our darkest hour, we stand tall. Hellos and goodbyes. Life is made of pulls and pushes like the tides. And though you'll never leave my mind, I'm moving on from here. I'm thankful for the chance to love. From the good to the bad, the ups and downs. Take the time to see the beauty in it all. Hellos and goodbyes. Life is made of pulls and pushes like the tides. And though you'll never leave my mind, I'm moving on from here. Oh yeah.
See now, I'm gonna make you go and buy this to hear that ending. I love the ending, but
Me too. Yep. Way to leave him hanging. That's good.
I'm gonna leave him hanging.
Entice him. I love it. I love that record. It came out so good. And again, Troy, like the ability to some of the songs Carnell also helped me. We arranged some of the vocal stuff, but that's all me doing all the background vocals. And again, that goes back to my mom teaching me harmonies and singing harmonies with her in the car, driving everywhere. And at 7, 8, 9 years old, it's been invaluable. And to be able to do that and lay my own vocals down, and I'm just so proud of all that, being able to all the layers, like just being hands-on and knowing that this is a record that I really wanted to put out.
And those lyrics, you wrote all those lyrics.
Those lyrics. Yeah.
The lyrics in that song, it's just beautiful.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Shireen Crutchfield.
And this is Ricky Jones.
And we are Crutchfield Jones. And you are listening to Troy Saunders on the Bass Entertainment Podcast.
I'm just grateful. Yeah. And I needed to know that I could do it. I really, this record is a record that came out of sheer curiosity. Having been around the Al Howard, incredible lyricist, he writes for tons of artists, and he writes for one of the newspaper outlets here. He has an article that he does weekly for them, and he writes on a regular. That's not natural for me. So I needed to know. I'm like, I needed to know that I could write something that comes from my heart. What is this? Who is Rebecca as an artist, as a songwriter? And I've had a lot of these lyrics actually kind of jotted down over the years. I actually some of these were already kind of in this lyric book that I have from years back, but just like kind of jotted down, just kind of scattered thoughts, nothing like really like, here is a song, like, and here's number 5, it's more like, here's maybe a verse and here's an idea and here's a title. Beautiful Lies, actually, it was strictly from a title. I was like, I don't know why. I just like the word, the beautiful lies together. What does that mean? And then I kind of delved into what are some scenarios that could, so like Beautiful Lies was literally a title. Insane actually was supposed to be a totally different sound. Then as it kind of started shaping, I was like, oh, this is weird and out there and I love it. And I hope people like it. But I came to a point where I was like, I don't care. I hope they like it, but I love it. I had to come to that realization as an artist too, that you need to also create for you. And if I create music that I love, then there's somebody out there that I think will appreciate it. It might not be for everybody, but there's going to be something I think that people will appreciate.
And if you don't love it, how are you going to perform it night after night?
Right. That part. Yeah,
I hate that song, Lord.
I gotta so fun. And all just so many songs that I'm just so proud of it. And it just to finally have a concept to where it is an actual product in my hand, like that journey it's a surreal feeling, to finally, just to set the goal and finally, just do it. It's been a big blessing.
It's a beautiful piece of work. I mean, it was so hard to pick songs. I was like, you know what? I'm just pick my favorites, but I love them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love every song on here.
I have to be there's 2 things I wanted to say. The lyrics, the only one that I collaborated on, it actually wasn't even supposed to be on the record, was I got with a girlfriend of mine who used to live here in San Diego. She now lives in Colorado. So we did this Jason Mraz. We did like a thing with Jason Mraz, me, Veronica May, who I started writing with, and a gal named Mickey Vale, a rapper. And we did this song called Bad Wolves. And it kind of has a political statement to it. It was right after the death of George Floyd, and we were just hurt, And so this song kind of came from that. And so Bad Wolves, I had such a beautiful writing experience that I reached out to Veronica again. And I said, hey, I really want to, kind of delve more. I don't really have songs that I can, submit for commercials or, so there's a thing where a lot of artists do where they have a catalog of songs that they, hey, we need a song that's like Amy Winehouse. Okay, you send this, and that kind of thing. So my goal initially was to start writing songs with her for that. That song was Bottle Up Magic. Right. And as soon as it was coming, I was like, I love this song. I was like, this song was so much. I said, Enrico, my husband, he's like, you should see if Eric will play on it. Because I just started touring with Eric Darius. And I was like, oh, that'd be great. Hopefully he loves it. And then maybe we can do it live in his shows and stuff. That song was not even supposed to be on the record. That was one that came from us just trying to start writing songs and have a catalog. And that first song, I was like, and we wrote the lyrics together. And she's also a great musician, so she kind of shaped the music. And then I took it to Carnell Harrell, who produced, basically co-produced the whole record with me. And so he put more, he kind of filled out the music, and then we made room for Eric Darius because he was down to record on it. But I love sharing that because that song wasn't even supposed to be on the record. I was like, I knew I wanted 10 songs, and that was just one that we happened to write. We were on a totally separate thing, brainstorming and writing songs. And I was like, I told my friend Veronica, I said, can I put the song on my record? She's like, absolutely. I'm like, thank you so much. I love it. Our first song in, we wrote a great song.
Well, you know what?
So that's the only way.
Let's play a little bit of that one. In case you didn't know, we are sitting here talking to Rebecca Jade, y'all. And we're going to play Bottle Up Magic. And yeah, that was such a wonderful introduction. How can we not play it?
Like a Saturday night on a Monday, carefree, you, me, like a cherry on top of a Sunday. Your love so sweet, can't help but tell I'm under your spell. It's captivating. Enchant me with the way you breathe in, breathe out my name. I've never heard it said that way before. It's like a potion, let's drink it. I'm toasted to you. But if I could bottle up magic, I would save some up for you, just in case you start to panic when the weight of life gets to you. Let's bottle up this magic, a little thing that we call love. We won't hesitate. Let's elevate and make the stars look out. Make the stars look out. The charm in your eyes keeps me mesmerized. The words that
Like I told y'all, this is an incredible album right here. Oh my God. Like I said, from beginning to end.
I'm very proud of it. And I really have to say an extra special thank you to Carnell Harrell, because I think without him being in to do it, and like no questions asked, he was just like, and that started from us being on the first Dave Koz cruise. I had never met him prior to 2016. He hadn't done a cruise prior to that. And now he tours with Dave. He's on his Christmas tours and does all the cruises, and it's just a trip. You just never know where your journey is going to take you. And we had instant chemistry on stage. So when I asked him about doing this record, he was like, yeah, of course, and I know so many wonderful producers out there, and there's none of them were the right fit for this moment. Not to say I won't work with anybody else. There's some incredible musicians and producers out there that I want to work with. But Carnell was the perfect one for me for this record. And I just thank him. I thank him every time I see him now.
Shout out.
He's incredible. And people are already knowing, how amazing he is. I wouldn't be surprised if he just keeps growing in that way, because he's that good. He's that beautifully gifted, and I'm so glad we're friends and that we have this whole record together.
But once they hear what you all did together, they be like, wait a second, who did she use?
Right.
I want that sound. Wait a second.
Yeah.
And that's how it starts.
Yeah.
But you better tell him, I don't care who you go to work with, you better come back here when we do that.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah. So it's been a beautiful, and the fact that, because he knows that I hadn't done any other, this is my first project. So he was so open to whatever's at the end of the day, these were my ideas, and I would kind of tell him what I'm kind of hearing the song. And then he would present these tracks to me that supported the lyrics I sent him. I would send him just my vocals and the melody that I hear. And then he would send me back oftentimes these great tracks already. I'm like, that's wonderful. Just tweak this little thing and this little thing. For the most part, it was like that. A couple he sent me that I was not expecting at all. And it was awesome. My favorite is Beautiful Lies. I asked for him to send. I didn't really give him much direction in that one. I said, send me back what you hear. I don't really know what I want. Here's just the lyrics and the melody. And he sent back this rock power ballad song. I was like, Yes, I love it. That was all him. I had no idea. I had no guidance. All I did was the music. I mean, the lyrics and the melody of the song. He sent back this track that I love it. And now when we do it, it's just this like big, the drummer, it's just this big like Whitney Houston power ballady song that I love it. I just love it. So, and at that point, I think we were already starting to get to know how we write together too. That evolved. And, at first it wasn't as fast. And then we started now we're kind of like talking the same language and, so again, back to like just music training and having that, we're able to kind of communicate a little bit at that level.
And since you've been working together since 2016,
yeah.
You almost becoming like Peter Sprague and his people.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yep.
You're kind of, you know how each other feel and how each other's vibes off of the music.
Absolutely. So it's just a beautiful thing. I'm so grateful. So I definitely have to shout him out because I really think if it wasn't for him, this record wouldn't be what it is. So he's, it feels even weird to say that it's just mine. A lot of times when I tell him, I said, our record is doing good. Matter of fact, we just won. I haven't even told him yet. Last night was the San Diego Music Awards and we just won Best R&B Funk Soul Album.
All right. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
That is definitely well deserved. Shoot.
Yeah, thank you. So I need to let him know about that our record won a San Diego Music Award. So,
but you've won a few awards with San Diego Music. You would with Rebecca Jade and
Cold Fact. We won some. Yeah, that was the start of it. And then I got one for the Cole Porter record. And then a best music video for What's It Gonna Be. And it's just been very cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah. And this is only the beginning.
Yeah.
I feel it. I feel this is only the beginning. Tell the people where you're going to be, where they can find you, online.
Yeah, the easiest way is just my name, RebeccaJade.com, and all my social media is Lady Rebecca Jade, like lady, like lady, like our girl Billie Holiday, Lady Rebecca Jade, and mostly on like Facebook and Instagram. I'm pretty active as communicating and stuff like that. And then I'm about to do the Dave Koz cruise, which leaves in a couple days. And then I have a few tour dates, a lot with Eric Darius this summer and fall. So very grateful for that. So that whole schedule and whatnot is on my website, RebeccaJade.com.
And what if somebody wants do you have any hard copies of the CD?
I do. Yes, they can message me. And because I'm still setting up, getting my website revamped right now. So it's still working, but we're working on putting the store up on there. So in the meantime, people can contact me just on Instagram or Facebook, and I'm happy to put one in the mail to you. Yeah.
All right. That's because I'm getting me one. That's why I'm asking too.
Yes.
I need to feel it. I need to look at the credits and everything,
Absolutely. I spent time putting them words up there,
Okay.
So I appreciate it. I appreciate it if you read it.
Definitely. That's, sometimes, I'm on with interviews. I'm like, I got to ask because I don't know who wrote that or who played this or who did that because, I don't have a hard copy.
Right.
And sometimes I say, "Ooh, so played that. All right, let me ask about that." It gives me new ideas too.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. So, we've been on for an hour and 16 minutes, huh? Time flies when you're having fun.
It does. It's been a wonderful time.
Because I was like, wait a second, I could play Beautiful Lies. I said, no, we got to go, don't we? But I want to say thank you for being on and getting up so early to talk to me because, I'm in the East Coast, y'all, and she's in the West Coast, and it's 11:30 in the morning here, and, over there it's like 8:30 in the morning or something. Yep. She said, Troy, I want to do it, but, I'm not a morning person.
It's all good. You got my day started early, and I'm grateful. It's all good.
Well, hopefully it started on a high note.
It did very much so. Troy, thank you so much for having me. I'm so grateful.
Thank you. And you know what? We're gonna end with What's It Gonna Be? And
awesome.
I just want to tell everybody, thank you for listening to this podcast. We're getting bigger and stronger every day. I mean, last year I was surprised when Spotify hit me up and they said you had 177% growth in your podcast in 1 year. So this year I know we're gonna be even bigger than that. So
beautiful.
It's just getting bigger.
That's awesome.
Thank you. It's getting bigger and better. And also want to tell everybody, if you're in the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, or if you want to come from Pennsylvania, I'm doing the first Bass Entertainment Gala concert. And it's going to be on September 16th. And it's going to have it's going to be three types of jazz. It's got Miss Carla Cook, who is, she's classic. She's giving you a little Ella. She's giving you a little Sarah. She gives you a little Billy, And then we have Ty Stevens in soul jazz. And Ty gives you the soulful, as it says, soul jazz. The name of the band is Soul Jazz. So that's self-explanatory right there. And he has been all over the world and has played, and it's been on Broadway. He played in opposite Phyllis Hyman and Sophisticated Ladies and all sorts of things. And so he's going to be on the show. And then we got the Latin jazz sounds of Mr. Stephen Kroon, who played with Luther Vandross. He played with Tony Bennett, Lady Gaga. Matter of fact, he was with Luther for over 20 years. So this is just going to be a bad show. So if you're in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, come on up to Newtown, Connecticut on September 16th. Get your tickets now. Go to my website, www.bassentertainment.com, and go to news, events, and shop tag and get your ticket. We also have a VIP ticket, which includes a meal prior to the show, your beverages, front row seating, meet and greet with the artist. And I even put together a little swag bag with a whole bunch of goodies in it. So, hey, come on up to Connecticut, y'all. If you're looking for something to do in the fall, this is something that's definitely worthwhile. And if you're coming from a distance and you've been drinking or something, you don't want to go back, the Holiday Inn in Danbury hooked us up with some rooms. So go over to the Holiday Inn Danbury and call him up. Mr. Eric Gatlin there hooked us up with some rooms at a discounted rate. I didn't know it was such a wedding heavy weekend that weekend. So everything was like $200 a night, some crazy amount, all the hotels around here. And he hooked us up for $125 a night. So go on over there. If you don't want to go back that night, and if you stay in, I might even have a brunch the next day for the folks that stayed overnight. So, hey, come on out. Come to Connecticut. It's going to be a great time. Get your tickets now. And I also wanted to shout out the sponsors. I want to shout out Barbari's Grill in Danbury for sponsoring the show, and Art and Frame in Newtown for handing out flyers and getting the word out. And, of course, Edmond Town Hall, who is putting on a show, who's allowing me to have the show there. It's a historic theater. It's beautiful. It's a 500-seater place. It's very intimate. And I just love it. So it's going to be a great time, y'all. I'm sorry, Rebecca. I had to just get all that out.
Oh, that's great. That makes sense. Got to plug. Got to put the word out. That's kind of the name of the game. What we do.
Exactly. And if you want to know, I just put a post up the other day stating that we are running low on sweatshirts. We only got a few sweatshirts left. So if you want to get a Bass Entertainment sweatshirt, you better get it now, because I only have one extra large yet left, and maybe 3 2Xs and one medium, 2 small. They are going. So you just better go in there and get one now. And if not, there's plenty of T-shirts. I'm just letting you know about the sweatshirts. We have a lot of T-shirts left. So get a T-shirt. Summertime is coming, Get it extra small if you got muscles,
Sure, you put your guns out.
Right.
Guns out, baby.
And that too you can find on my website, www.bassentertainment.com. And thank you to all the listeners around the world for checking us out. And thank you, Miss Rebecca J, for sitting through all that yapping.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you so much, Troy. I'm so grateful.
Thank you. And like I said, we are going to end the show with this wonderful song, which is also a single, and it has a beautiful. Don't stop playing. And it has a beautiful video. What's it going to be? It's a bad song too. Like I said, go get this album, y'all. That's all I'm just saying. Just go get it. Anybody, that loves music the way I love music, you will not be disappointed. It's okay, because it's off the chain. But once again, have a good day, everybody. Let's love on one another. Love is in need of love today, like Stevie Wonder said, and let's continue to share love because we need it in our lives. It makes us feel better, and it makes the other person feel better. It's all about sharing the joys of life. So much negativity going on around the world. Let's bring some love and light and beauty into it also. Let's uplift that and not dwell on the negativity. Correct? Amen. So, what's it going to be? Check it out, y'all, and have a good one.
Recognize your power when all the world seems to be bringing you down. You want to hide behind the comforts of a lie to ease the pain of not believing you deserve the crown. Your place in the sun.
Hey, it's your girl, Allison Williams.
Hey, this is Devon Howard.
Hi, this is Beth. Hi, this is Cindy Mizell.
Hi, this is Tony Walker.
Hey, what's good, y'all? This is Darian Dean.
Hey, everybody, this is the Queen of Philadelphia, Tangeray Hayward.
Hey, everybody, this is JazzTrax.
Hi, this is Mason.
Hey, everybody, this is Russell Taylor.
Hey, this is Shireen Crutchfield.
And this is Ricky Jones.
And we are Crutchfield Jones.
Hey, this is Corey Day.
Hey, this is your girl, Castella.
What's up, y'all? This is St. James.